Hello. Hello, Tony.
Hello, good morning.
Good evening.
Yeah.
How
Do
are
you
you?
have breakfast? Do you have breakfast there?
This is my breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
uh, did you have dinner?
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
No,
Okay.
no,
Oh, it's going to
I'm
be a very
starving.
late dinner.
I'm starving right now.
Are you? Oh, uh, well, today, this morning in Atlanta, it's just a little bit cloudy. Tomorrow, we're going to have a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Mm.
In here, the weather is so hot. It is
Oh,
summer now. Yeah.
ah, it gets very hot in Atlanta too in the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm Sometimes it will go over 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Mm. We are in the south and it gets very hot.
Yeah.
So do you wear Vans shoes? I see
Yeah.
your Vans t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you a
I just miss so much. I didn't do that today. Yeah.
are you a skateboarder?
Yeah. I like this color and this style of the
Mm.
t-shirt. Yeah.
Let's see. Washington Post. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to class. Xin chào.
Good morning, Jack. Good
Good
evening,
morning.
Art. How are
Hello.
you?
Hello,
Right.
Win.
Nice to see you here now.
Yeah, happy to see you.
Right. Okay. So we still have 5 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that tonight, because yesterday I read some reminder for my colleagues. So I think that I want all of my students you turn on the camera for the
Yes.
interactions. Yeah.
Yes.
So I hope that today all things go well with
Okay.
this afternoon today.
Well, thank you very much. That's very helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody there is so helpful, and
Yeah.
yeah, I just I want to have a class with people in it.
Mhm. Good.
Excuse me just for a minute. I'm looking for something.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. There it is. Okay.
Oh, boy and girl, please say something to your teachers, Jack. Introduce about yourself. Mhm. Please feel free to start, right?
Yeah, we can wait until it's 7 o'clock.
I know, but some of them here, and I want all of them to say something with teacher first.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to class, and please turn on your cameras.
Good morning, Mr. Jack again.
Good morning again. Yeah, there were some people here at 7:45 when I got here,
Yeah.
or I guess it was 6:45 your time. So, excuse me, while we're waiting for class to start, let me share something with you. I'm reading a book, and it's a good book, and I just now started it. But look at this section of the book and find the mistake. And the mistake is something that I have talked to you about when I talk to you about pronunciation. So see if you can find the mistake in the translation here. There is a mistake here.
I think you use lifting and nodding. Why you use the word say, not saying?
Let me see, which paragraph is that?
Paragraph number 1 from
Oh,
thank you. Yes, you should use saying
no,
together with
that's
lifting and nodding.
that's okay. That's fine. She's using first person. She's telling the story from first person, so it's okay. That's not the problem. It's a big problem. Remember when I talked to you about pronunciation and we talked about parts of your mouth? Anybody see the problem? There's a big problem with this translation. Does anybody want to say where the problem is? They translate it using the wrong word or words. Okay. Look at the last two words. Look at the last two words.
Yeah.
False plate. What's wrong with that? She's talking about the roof of her mouth. Remember we talked about the roof of your mouth? Okay. This is the big problem right here. And I will stop sharing so that I can put it in chat. Um, Nguyen, do you see somebody says their camera's not working? I don't know. Okay, so um, um, that person wrote. Let me go back again. Oh, oh, come on, that's not what I want. Ah, false plate. Yeah, okay. She wrote. She wrote false plate. And that is a bad translation because in the roof of your mouth, what she really meant was not plate, but this word, palate. Okay? So what she should have said, in the roof of your mouth, you have a hard palate and you have a soft palate. Okay? The hard palate is here, and the soft palate is in the back of your mouth. So I think she meant soft palate, but she's translated it false plate. So I know that some of you want to be translators, and I thought this would be fun to you to see how translation can go wrong sometimes. Okay, so yeah. Her mouth is plagued with a gummy saliva, and she drinks the tea to loosen her tongue, sticking to the roof of her soft palate, I think is what she meant to say. Okay. Anyway, it's a good book. I don't care if there's some bad translations sometimes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to class. Please turn your cameras on and get ready to speak. This is a speaking class. Okay. And your professor is here and would like for you to turn on your cameras so that we can have a class where we see everyone. Thank you for turning on your cameras. All right. And I need to get a document real quick. Excuse me for 1 minute. Okay. Okay. So let me save that and let me close or minimize that. Okay, is everybody ready to speak?
Say something, boy and girl. Yes. Louder, please.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Are you going to talk for 2 minutes?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Okay.
talk presentation 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. When I say go, I'm going to hit start. Okay. Tony.
You now? Do you set the
Yes. Now
time?
go.
Yeah. The single most important thing I want to share with you today is how to reach your goals. I have 5 tips to share with you guys, and these tips are all my experience. The first thing is so important is write your goals down. Even if you know what you want, actually writing down your goals has proven to be more effective. Make sure that it's visible so you have continual reminder on what you set out to achieve. Try putting the note on your bedroom, bathroom, or everywhere in your house that you can see it every day. Two, be patient with yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day, and reaching your goals when necessary happens super fast. Always think about positive things. Three, make time in your week for goals. Instead of trying to rush through your project, allow yourself an hour a day to work on small goals that will contribute your overall vision. So you just could do the necessary thing every day. Remember, do it every day. Four, celebrate your achievement no matter how small. Remember that goals are called long term for the reason. Find a way to reward yourself with a favorite snack or activity when you finish the task of your goals. So you can take a new energy to continue your overall goals. Last but not least, work with like-minded people. This is especially important tip because it's easy for you to feel like you're alone in your endeavors. Talking and collaborating with those who share similar goals, getting inspired and maintain life. Climbing the mountain of success is always easier when you're working as a team. So, hope all of you have your own goals in your life. And with these tips that I share with you today can help you reach your goals easier, faster, and more success. Thanks for your listening.
Perfect. Okay, there's your 2 minutes. Very good. Very good. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
my heartbeat is so fast when I yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Um, yeah. All right. Well, one of the things that she said is celebrate your achievements. Okay.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that phrase and I like that idea. Celebrate your achievements. Okay. Um, let's talk about that word achievements. And she pronounced it very well. So, how many syllables are in achievements? How many syllables?
Um,
Achievements. Achievements.
achievement.
Let's just say achieve. Let's just say achievement. No S, just achievement. How many syllables?
What?
Achievement.
What?
Achievement. Okay, so there are three. Achievement. And where is the emphasis? Which syllable? Achievement.
I
Where's
got
the
that.
where's the accent?
Achieve,
Where's the emphasis? Which syllable? Achievement.
achievement.
Where's the emphasis? Which syllable gets the emphasis? Achievement.
Achieve,
Where is the emphasis?
uh,
Is it
achieve,
here? Is it here? Or is it here? Achievement.
the second, the second,
Achievement. Is it one, two, or three? Is it one, two, or three?
uh,
Achievement.
achieve, no, 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 two,
Yeah, it's on the second one. Okay, so achievement. Achievement. Okay. Okay, that's good. And that achievement, okay, I know it's written IE, but it just sounds like E. Achievement. Okay. Um, let's talk about another good word that she used, endeavor. Okay.
in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Whoops, I'm trying to put it in chat. Endeavor. Okay.
Yes.
How many syllables in endeavor?
Uh,
Endeavor.
3.
Okay, 3 syllables. And where is the emphasis there? Endeavor.
Um, endeavor. Ini đọc cái gì?
Endeavor.
Endeavor.
Okay. Listen, do I say endeavor or do I say endeavor or do I say endeavor? Which one is correct?
In there. 2.
Yeah, it's on 2. Endeavor. 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 Okay. So that is what we call a 3-2 word. There are 3 syllables, accent on the second syllable, endeavor. So I want to give you a way to talk about pronunciation in English. So that's the method that I will use to talk to you about pronunciation of syllables. Okay, excellent. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. And I think you will meet all of your goals. You guys, if you see me looking over here like this, it's because I have a second monitor and I'm
Oh.
looking over at my monitor, and you're in a very big picture on my second monitor. So if I'm not looking into the camera, it's because I'm looking at my second monitor. Okay, thank you very much. Good job.
For your compliment. Yeah.
All right. Who would like to go next? Who would like to speak next for 2 minutes about your goals and your dreams, the things that you want to do in life? This is your chance to practice.
Em. Ừ.
Hi, Huy, are you there?
Maybe they are so nervous, so get them a little bit of time. I think that. Yeah.
Well, we're all friends here.
Lưng lưng em đi nội trượt đi cho nó tính về thằng gì mới á. Thương. Đi.
Yes. Mm,
Thu Hướng, are you ready?
yes. Yes.
Ooh, Huang? Okay. All right. Thank you for volunteering. All right. Go ahead and go. Start.
Uh, mm,
Cố lên. Bình tĩnh.
the first, uh, I present my goal in life, and then I offer you some advice way to reach the goal in life. Yes. My goal in life is very simple, but also difficult. That is, uh, making a lot of money to traveling with my friend and my with my friend and my family. and I want to travel many places, enjoy different foods and culture and food and culture, and and um, one of the simple way to achieve my goal is I want to be a tour guide. And to results, first of all, I must have a clearly plan, and one of the first things I need to do is studying well. Uh, Now my major is English, so I have to practice English every day and and moreover, to be a tour guide, I also have a good health. So in addition to studying well in school, I also have to do exercise every day, such as jogging in the morning, play some sport. Yes, um, like badminton, volleyball, and um, I hope I can achieve my goal as soon as possible. And, and then I will offer you some advice way about can reach our goal. The first of all, you should have a goal and you write down the obstacle, um, and use a powerful your brain that you want to visualize you meeting obstacle and figuring out the way to overcome the obstacle. And your brain starts to work and believe that you can actually achieve your goal and overcome the obstacle. And then every single day to take the action step by step, and you will reach your desired result in certain beautiful day. There are, there are,
Oh, okay. Are you finished?
yeah, yes,
Okay. Um, I understood a few words, but there was somebody else talking, so there was noise in the background. I almost couldn't understand what you were saying. Um,
yeah,
yeah, so
sorry,
I'm sorry, I just couldn't understand. There was a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
noise, so I apologize. I did understand overcome obstacles. That's a good phrase, to overcome obstacles. Does everybody understand that? To overcome obstacles. I'll put it in chat. To overcome obstacles.
Yes,
Yeah, okay. Anybody have any questions? And once again, to Juan, I apologize, but I just couldn't understand what you were saying. It was too loud in the background. So I'm sorry.
oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay. Okay, everybody, when you speak, it's best to be uh, in a quiet place where there's no noise, and it's best to just be still. Make sure that everybody has your camera on, and don't touch your microphone. That makes noise too. So I really want to hear you and understand you, but if there's too much noise in the background, it's too hard for me to understand. So I'm sorry. Would anyone else like to try? Talk for 2 minutes. Talk about your goals and your dreams, things you want to do in your life. Practice your English with me.
Thúy Hà ơi, bà nói thế.
That's good. Good evening, teacher. I
Oh, hi. Good.
yes, I
Okay.
talk about the presentation on goal life. Yes, I think everyone must have a dream and
Okay.
goals to strive for. My dream is to become a flight attendant. I
Ah,
realize the feeling of being on the plane to see the full blue sky. I want to go to many places throughout the world to be able to discover new things, and the flight attendant income is also quite stable. I learned the condition to become a flight attendant. Now I'm honing the skill necessary and important to become a flight attendant, and especially my language skill. I think university of foreign language will be the best choice for me to improve my language skill to achieve goals and dream. I think effort is first and foremost. Everything negative, pressure, challenge are opportunity for us to rise. Yes, nurture your mind with wonderful thoughts to believe in the heroic to make heroes. That's that's all. Thank you for your listen.
oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So you still had some more time, but that's okay. That's all right. Okay. So you want to be a flight attendant. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
So um, English is changing. So she used the modern English word for that profession. Today we talk about flight attendants. Um, in the past, in English, in American English, okay. Let me talk about flight attendant first. So flight attendant is correct English, American English today. Okay. Um, like I said, English is changing. In the past, we used to use this word for a woman who was a flight attendant. And what people said was, well, there are men who do that too, and we would call them, does anybody know what we would call a man? You don't call a man a stewardess, you call a man a steward. Okay. It's a somebody who takes care of people. All right. But American English is trying to become not so sexist anymore. Okay. So people said that language is sexist and we want to be not sexist. Okay. So we want a word that we can use for everybody, not just for women, not just for men. So that's why we have today flight attendant. Okay. And also in English, I will talk to you about another way that American English is becoming less sexist. Okay. Do you watch movies? And do you see the actors in the movies? And today in the movie, we call men and women actors. Actors, both men and women, we call them actors. It used to be that women, we would call them an actress. Today, we don't do that. We just call everybody actors. Okay, so it's not sexist. All right. So, by the way, that profession of being a flight attendant is very, very important. And you have to learn many, many things to be a flight attendant because you have to know how to handle emergencies. Okay. And in an airplane, especially on a long flight over the ocean, you could have many different types of situations that you have to handle. And you have to handle people. And sometimes people are not nice. They're not nice to each other. And sometimes they're not nice to you. And you have to learn how to handle people. So you have to know some psychology. Okay. But then, even more important than that is what if the airplane has a problem? Okay. And the steward, the flight attendants have to be able to manage the emergency. Okay. And so you might be, you might have to save people's lives. What if the airplane goes in the water? One of your jobs is to help manage the emergency. So you have to know all about the airplane. You have to know all about the emergency procedures. And so it's a big, important job. I think it's very cool that you want to be a flight attendant and travel because that would be very interesting, to get to be paid to fly and travel and go to interesting places. So that should be a cool job. Um, okay, and make sure that when you say this phrase, um, to many places, make sure that you say places with an S in the plural. Okay.
Yes.
Um, you used a good word. You used the word achieve. I'll put it in chat. Achieve. Yeah. So, how many syllables are in the word achieve? How many syllables?
One.
Achieve.
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 Uh, first say achieve.
Achieve.
How many syllables?
One.
Mm, achieve.
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 Second.
Second.
How many syllables in achieve?
Second.
Okay, so there are two syllables, right? There are two syllables. And where is the emphasis? Do I say achieve or do I say achieve? So you're right. The accent is on the second syllable. Okay, achieve. Okay, achieve. Mm-hmm. And what you want to do is make sure that when you're saying the V sound, that your teeth, your upper teeth are on your lower lip and you were using your voice. And so achieve, achieve. Mhm. Okay. And when you get to the end of your presentation, let me tell you what I recommend that you say. Thanks for listening. Okay. Thanks for listening. Okay. Thanks for listening. Okay. All right. So good. I hope that someday I'll get a postcard from you and it'll say, "Hey Jack, I'm a flight attendant now. I'm in Singapore." Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Thank you. All right. Who would like to go next?
Phương Nga ơi. Hi teacher.
Hi.
Yes, I will
Okay.
talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
My name is Nga. My major is English language. And now I'm going to talk about my life goal and my plan for reaching my goal in life. First, I really want to become a tour guide in the future. It's one of my big goals and my passion because I want to share with foreigner more knowledge of my country's custom, culture, and tradition. In order to do that, I will make an ongoing effort to find more resources for a wider understanding of Vietnam. And also, I will also develop for skill in English, listening, reading, speaking, and writing. Mm, that's what I want to say. Thank you for listening.
Okay. All right. You still had about a minute left, but that's fine. That's okay. All right. All right. Um, let's talk about this word. Okay. This word is language. How many syllables in language?
Two.
Okay. Two. There are two syllables. Language. Where does the emphasis fall? On the first or the second syllable? Where is the emphasis? First or second syllable? Language. Language. Where's the emphasis? Anybody? Is it on the first or the second syllable?
The first syllable.
Yeah. Language. Language. Yeah. Okay. So that there are many different sounds in that word, and I want to talk about the letter G. That the letter G occurs twice in there. Lang, and that is a what we call an engma, and that lang is in the very back of your mouth.
Yes.
And remember, in the back of your mouth, you have a little uvula back there. That's where you make the sound. Language. Okay. Mm. And the sound comes out of your nose. Your tongue is up on the soft palate. Remember, we talked about the soft palate at the beginning of class today? Okay. So the back of your tongue is in the back of your mouth going up, and you're saying, lang. And then the second G is g, gu, and the GU is gu, language, language. Okay. So work on those G sounds, language. Okay. And finish with a J, language, language. hmm Any questions about that? Thank you for your presentation. All right. It was very good. Thank you. All right. Who else would like to talk? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Who else would like to talk?
Hi, Huy, how are you? Where are you now? Is this your turn?
I'm so nervous.
Yeah, please don't.
Okay.
Can you say your name for me?
My name is Sui.
We? Okay.
We, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Are you ready to start, we?
yeah.
Okay, go ahead and start.
Talk about my plan for reaching my work, my goals in my life.
Okay. Can you take your hands off of your microphone? Just take your hands away from your microphone. Okay, go ahead and start.
You hear me?
Not really.
And I start.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of noise on your microphone. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's try. Go ahead and start.
Okay. At present, I'm studying at University of Foreign Languages, and my major is English pedagogy, and I'm very interested in teaching. When I was a high school student, and I want to become a good teacher, but now I feel my school is not enough for teaching. My English speaking and listening are quite bad when I communicate with my friend and teacher. Um, so now I intend to take back in some classes. Um, we can um, we can help me improve them, and in that I can meet some people like me, and some foreign teacher who can repair my mistakes and help me communicate better, and improve my listening skill, and sometimes they can, I think they can give me some advice and tips. Apart from it, I think I also practice myself by watching movie and listening to music, and I think I should do some homework which which I can practice about my reading skill, and I think I also watch some blogger in YouTube who can use English. They can, I think they can teach some grammar and how to write, um, uh, how to write a good essay or email. That's all.
Okay, that's 2 minutes.
Oh,
You finished?
yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you very much. There was some noise, but I did understand you. There was some noise on your microphone and there was some people talking in the background, but I was able to understand you this time. Okay. All right. Um, okay. So let's talk about this phrase. Let me put it in chat. Okay. What's the difference between saying I'm interesting and I'm interested? What's the difference? What's the
Uh,
difference between saying I'm interesting and I'm interested?
I think I'm interested interested in by something.
Okay, no, that would be I'm interested in something. Okay, so if you're interested, for example, in English, you would say I am interested in English. Okay,
Yeah.
if you if you say I'm interesting, I think you might be talking to a girl and trying to get a date. Okay, because if you say I'm interesting, that means that you want someone to think that you are interesting. Okay,
Okay, okay.
so there's a big difference between saying those things. Um, um, so if somebody said, "Oh, Jack, you're so boring," and I would say, "No, no, no, I'm very interesting." Okay. So if you say I'm interesting, that means you're talking about yourself. Okay. But if you want to talk about something that you want to study, you would say I am interested in English. Okay. Excellent. You 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 said a lot of really good stuff. Um, okay, so let's say that you want to be a teacher, but you're not ready yet. So let's
Yeah.
talk about how to say that. Um, I'll put it in chat. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm putting it in chat. I would say it like this. I'm not ready to teach yet. I need to improve my English first. Okay. All right. So if you want to say, I want to be a teacher,
Yeah.
I'm not ready to teach yet. I need to improve my English first. That would be the way to tell somebody that you're on the path to being an English teacher. Okay. So that was good. Um, let's talk about this little word here. Um, okay. The word help is just one syllable,
Yeah.
but it has many different sounds in it. It begins with a breath of air, and then the vowel sound eh, and then the consonant sound l, and then the consonant stop, help. Okay, and it's the L that I want to talk about because um, I think a lot of people who are learning English have trouble with the word or with the sound O. So the tip of your tongue goes up to the alveolar ridge behind your upper teeth. O, 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 o. So up, up, and behind your teeth, and you do use your voice. So help, help, help. Okay. So work on the L sound, help. Okay. And when you're practicing a sound like L, it helps to exaggerate it. Um, okay. Uh, exaggerate. I can't even spell English anymore. Okay. Okay. It helps to exaggerate. So you would say help. Okay. When you're practicing, help. And make sure that you can hear the oh. Sometimes it helps to practice in front of a mirror so that you can see what's happening in your mouth. With the L, the tip of your tongue goes up and behind your teeth. Oh, 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 help. Okay. All right. So it's a little word, but it has that oh sound in there that's difficult for some people. Okay. Um, okay. I understand when you say this, I understand what you say, but I'm going to help you to say it better. Okay. So you said, I watching movies. Um, what you really want to say is, okay, you want to say, watch. I watch a lot of movies. Okay. And by the way, I have to say, I think you're very smart to watch movies and watch YouTube and things like that, because that's a good place to learn English. Um, both are. And so make sure that you say not I watching, but I watch. Okay. Now, if somebody says, hey, wait, what are you doing? You can say this. You can say, I'm watching a movie. That's okay. All right. But when you're talking about learning English and you want to tell people that one of the ways you do that is you would just say, this is correct. I watch a lot of movies. Okay. If somebody says, what are you doing? You can say, I'm watching a movie, and that's correct. Okay. And then I noticed that a lot of students use this word. A lot of you talk about skill, but almost always in English, when we talk about um, skill, we say skills with the plural. Okay. I want to improve my English skills. Okay. Because there's almost always more than one. Okay. And like you said, listening, speaking, um, writing, and reading. Okay. So those are lots of, you almost always say skills in the plural. Okay. Good job. That was wonderful. Thank you for presenting. That was great.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Anybody else? Uh, Nguyen, I
Um,
think that's five for
hello.
2 minutes, right?
Oh, 3 minutes.
Okay. You want to talk for 3 minutes?
Excuse me.
Yeah. If you would like to talk for 3 minutes, I will change my timer
Okay.
to 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
You can
my
start.
name is my name is Hiền. So, in Vietnam, we saw in terms of animal cruelty. So I'm gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Talk about the way that animals are treated in Vietnam.
Mm.
Months ago, I visited a park. The games were very exciting, but beside it, I saw animals. Some of them are rare and valuable animals, but they are all locked in a small place, and their accommodation aren't well cleaned. So they are so dirty and stink. Especially, they don't seem to be carefully fed and take care. So they the animals look exhausted and gaunt. Some of them are nothing but skin and bone. I can see that. I
Hmm.
see sadness in those them and their eyes. Paris immediately look like a prison, but none of criminals here are real criminals. No, but zoo parks are services that give us the chance to see animals in real life. So the question here is, how can we see animals in real life without doing those things with them? Like, I will tell you about another story about a town I visit, Phú Quốc Safari, where people where uh, animals are free to move in a big forest,
Hmm.
and if we want to see them, we have to sit on a bus, and like they is a wide conversation zoo where and the forest is extremely clean and the animal looks happily and strong. The problem is not many parks and zoo in Vietnam can do that, but those things happen for a long time. Another example about animal cruelty is how people treated pets. A report that every 60 seconds, animals is abused. Most cases, an animal is abused in non-human reason. And when a man kicks his dog for have an accident in a house or if he feels unhappy. And most common thing that we saw every day that cats and dogs are abandoned. So I think we should do something for to stop it or at least reduce it. First start with your pet and like you should be a pet responsible pet owner. In Animals have a right to live without fear or pain, and we have a responsibility to step in if their rights are respected. And that's all I want.
Oh, that was perfect. Okay. Yeah, very good. That's a very interesting topic too. Oh, your camera just went off. Can you turn your cameras back on, everybody? I can only see a few people.
Point,
Yeah, I would like to be
sorry.
able to see everybody, so leave your cameras on, please. Okay, so you were talking about animal cruelty,
Yes.
and you said your pronunciation was perfect. Okay, so everybody, I don't know, does everybody understand the word cruelty? Cruel, everybody understands animal, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So
then there's this word
um,
cruelty, cruelty. All right. Yeah, you said it just fine. I don't have any um, I don't have any suggestions for improved pronunciation. Your pronunciation was fine. I do want to let me see. When you were talking about, the animals didn't have enough room, I'll suggest a word. Um, um, you might, when you talk about the cages, you could say that they are cramped. Okay, that just means they don't have enough space. Okay, um, and when you need more room, you can say, um, I'm too cramped in this room, or the animal is too cramped in the cage. Okay. And then there's something in slang English. Um, whoops. If you want somebody to leave you alone so that you can do what you want to do, you can say this: don't cramp my style. Don't cramp my style, man. Okay, so that's another way to use that word cramped. You used this expression, skin and bones, and that was perfect, meaning that they're not getting enough food. Okay, so that's she used a very good expression to show that they're not being fed very well. And I want to talk about this word. I want to make sure that everyone knows. Um, she talked about prison, and I want everybody to understand that the I in this word is short. It's prison, prison. Okay, not a long I, not prison, but prison. Okay. It's interesting that you talk about how people treat pets. Um, if you were to come to the United States and see how people treat their pets, you would be amazed, because people spend thousands of dollars on their pets. I mean, thousands of dollars. And, they buy them all of these things, and they buy them this a very expensive food and things like that. There is even let me see if I can find it. Um, it's pretty amazing, but let me see if I can find something to show you. Let's go to Google. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to share this website with you. And it's called Hollywood Feed. So this is the name of the company where people spend their money on their pets. Okay. So let's just look at dog food, for example. Okay. So let's see. For a bag of dog food, it's about $21. Okay. So let's see. This is like 40, almost $42 for dog food. Um, there's snacks and treats and things like that. It's crazy. I mean, people spend crazy amounts of money on dog food, and it goes on and on and on. See, there's like 26 things of pages of dog food. And then if you want to talk about, let's see, toys, okay? Toys for pets. Okay, so everything from $1.99 for a tennis ball um, to all of these crazy toys. and there's like 19 pages of toys. All right. You can pay $10 for something that they're going to chew to pieces in an hour. Anyway,
Um, I can say that I'm a good pet dog's owner, but I won't buy those expensive thing for my dog.
no, I'm saying I think it's crazy, but some people do that, and I have neighbors who do that, and so I just wanted to
Um,
kind of show you that not everybody in the United States does that, but there are people who,
yeah.
yeah, and they'll take their pets to the doctor, and they'll have an operation that might cost $5,000 and things like that. It's gotten out of hand. It's changed in my lifetime. Um, and when I was a child, the dogs just ran all over the neighborhood. Okay, and they would come home to eat, and sleep. Today, you can't let your dog out, and if you let your dog out, it has to be on a leash. Okay, so it's different now. So if you if you want to see how crazy Americans do with their pets, you can go to Hollywood Feed. uh,
Excuse me, I have a
yeah,
question.
yeah.
That if I see
Oh,
animals or
am I not
if I
sharing that with you? I thought I was sharing it. Yeah.
yeah,
Question? Hmm.
um if I see animals are strong and happy, can I say they look healthy?
Yeah, they look healthy and happy. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they look
I thought
healthy.
I thought it were is only used for human.
No, no, no. Um, um, you could say, like, if you're talking about pets, um, yeah, I think that's the perfect thing to say to somebody. Hey, your dog looks healthy and happy. You know. So
Okay,
yeah,
thank
you
you.
can you can definitely say that.
Okay, thank you for your
Yeah. Let me see. Was there any? I think there might be something else I wanted to say. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you used that word abandoned, and it was perfect. Does everybody understand that word abandoned? That means, you don't take care of your dog anymore. You take the dog to a park and leave it in the park, and then you drive back home. Okay, that's abandoning. That's a shame. And you talked about being a responsible pet owner. Okay. Okay, so be a be a responsible pet owner. That was a very good phrase. um, yeah, so if you're going to have a pet, be a responsible pet owner. Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's see, it's a little bit after 8 o'clock your time. Let's take a quick break and come back in just a few minutes, like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. But take a quick break, a short break,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back and you can talk some more. Okay.
okay, thank you.
All right. Just a quick break, a few minutes.
Rồi mọi người.
mọi người cho mình nhắc tí. Sau khi nghỉ giải lao này thì sẽ đến lượt bạn Trần Nữ Khánh Hà, bạn Phạm Ngọc Thảo Tiên với bạn Dương Thị Mỹ Y trình bày 3 phút đi. Nên là mấy bạn theo thứ tự như rồi trình bày giúp mình trình bày nhé, đừng có để mà kiểu mình nhắc được nữa.
Ok, tôi không để thời gian chết đâu.
Ở bên lúc này gọi mà không trả lời nha.
Đâu à?
Đang nhà nhiều người.
Đằng đầu.
Có chị. Con một tiếng nữa thôi, cố gắng lên nha.
Một tiếng rồi. Một
Một
tiếng
tiếng
nữa.
nữa.
Mình
Đến
ăn
chín
cơm
giờ
ơi. Mình đã ăn cơm ơi nữa.
ăn tranh thủ ăn đi, đến 9 giờ là xong đó, không quá 9 giờ mà đến 9 giờ là thôi nghỉ đó.
Xịp cái hộp cơm đi Nhi ơi.
Ở tao chưa ăn cơm nè.
Không
lỗi.
chán đi.
Nhà tao đang mở tiệc ngoài đó.
Rất là nhiều sự chăm học.
Hey, lớp mình mấy người mà nó chỉ có 3-4 người đi.
4-6 người đây.
Rồi là mất mấy người 8 người.
Ê, không bật camera của bị chỉ không?
Không bị đăng một bạn.
Ok.
I know you like and it's like a moving.
Ai bật nhạc đi.
Hát rồi mấy, hát tiếp đi.
Yên hạ tiểu đi.
Hai bà bạn ơi.
Ê, tôi... Hát hay quá Hiền ơi, hát tiếp đi Hiền. Ê, tôi tưởng tôi chưa tắt mi ra xíu.
Hai quả
Đừng
bạn
sợ
ơi.
bạn ạ. Hãy tư tính.
Thoải mái thôi bạn ơi.
Lâu lắm rồi mới nói chuyện là thầy tí.
Nhi.
Văn Huy có tô cơm chất lượng hè.
Ai kêu từ à?
Em
Nhi.
mọi người ơi.
Có cơm nha nổ bạn ạ.
Nhi.
Mình nói mình kèm với cháu mình luôn được không?
Khi mà Nhi có video á. Nhi. Nhưng mà mình có video á, mình đừng có bật mic lên. Không là thỉnh thoảng là cái mặt mình nó trở màn hình á.
Tại vì không phải cho tao mặc nhắn tin với cô nhủ nhặt mấy đứa trả lời với đô á.
Xin tao như là tao nói chuyện, tao nói mà tao ôm cháu, để cháu về luôn được không? Mới là không ai trong nó hết, tao đang trong nó một lại biết luôn đi.
Được bạn cử tiến hành làm được nha.
Ok,
được bạn.
mình giỏi lắm. Cháu mình nghe đếm từ 1 đến 5 bằng tiếng Anh.
Ok.
Chị coi con. 48 tiếng Anh là cái gì con? 48 tiếng Anh là gì? Không mà. Là con. Thứ hai là cái gì này? Thứ hai là cái gì? Thứ ba là nói to lên chứ. Bánh đi. Thứ 4 là gì chứ, quen rồi con nói đi. Thứ 4 là đúng rồi. Thứ 5 là xin lỗi mọi người. Con nói thứ 5 đi.
Thầy đã comeback. Thấy ở mô về mọi người.
Hi boy and girl. Yeah, let me tell you something. Please try to practice speaking, because I think that time it is very great opportunity for you to speak English and you receive the feedback from the foreigner, the teacher. So don't be shy. take turns speaking as much as possible, right? So I think that after the break, all of you with the 3 minutes presentations are very ready to speak it loud and happily, right? Thank you.
Yes, teacher.
Long time no see.
Okay, let's come back from break, everyone.
I don't need you.
Hi, teacher.
Hi,
Good morning.
Hello you again.
good to see you.
I come back.
I don't need you.
Cô
Come
biết
back.
nữa.
Chào thầy.
Oh,
Please English. Speak English.
okay. Who would like to talk for 3 minutes about anything you want to talk about?
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Hello guys. I'm gonna
Hello.
talk about.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Phước.
I'm a little bit nervous and I don't have
Oh, let's
much
do it.
to prepare, so my presents will be a little bit clumsy and I hope you can enjoy it.
It's okay.
Yes, today I'm going about topic is movie and the importance of movies in my life and some people, I guess so. First, and all of you know that movie don't plays insignificant roles in everybody's life, but you all know that a movie can have a huge impact on your mind over and over year. And there are many reasons that I consider the movie has a huge importance of everyone's life. Firstly, you have that movies entertain you. You will relax when you see a movie, and a movie, a film can take off your mind almost everything. They bring you to the world that the director created. It's just, for example, like the movie Jurassic Park by director Steven Spielberg. Yes, you can live in a world with dinosaurs and a lot of challenges you have to play. For second reason, I think you can learn a lot of things when you see a movie. You can see the surface of subject when you watch a movies about like history, research, like the movies I watched recently, Schindler's List, also by Steven Spielberg. You can see the World War II and thankful that Hitler had created to the people in German. Right. Yes. And when you, for instance, when you love cooking, you should see the movie Julius and Julia by Amy Adams and Meryl Streep. You can learn some cook by two famous actors. And finally, I love watching this movie because it's a part of my life, my childhood, and my adolescence. When my favorite movie when I was children is like Pretty Woman by Richard Gere and Julia Roberts. When I watch the movie, I feel like happiness and I want to find me one to love. And that's the end of my speaking. Thank you for listening.
All right. Very good. It was a little difficult to understand you because it was very noisy.
Yes, it's called by my nephew.
Okay.
Was sick, so I have to look up to them for a minute.
Okay.
Let's have my teacher. Come on.
Hey. Hello from America.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Hello from America.
My nephew, 3 years old, and he loves speak English. He can talk 1 to 100 by English. And Tuesday and Friday, the month. Yes. I really love him.
Yeah, what's his name?
His name was Wing. Like
We? Hello, we. How are you doing? Okay. All right. So I didn't understand everything you said, but I did understand a little bit. And I understand that you liked the movie Jurassic Park, right? You want to put your headphones in?
yes.
Okay. So you liked the movie Jurassic Park, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you, why did you like that movie so much?
Wait me a minute.
Okay.
I like movie.
Why did you like Jurassic Park?
I like Jurassic Park because I have seen it when I was little. I think I love the world in Jurassic Park. You have chance to live in a fantasy world. It's not real, but hopeful, really, and a huge impact on me.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot too, and
Yes.
yeah, and it is interesting that you can see these big huge dinosaurs, but also the that movie introduced some interesting philosophy.
Yes.
Okay, yes, because at the end of that movie, what happens at the end?
Oh my God. I seen that when I was 10, so I don't remember much.
Okay, well, at the end of the movie, they escape from the island, and they're glad to be alive, and they leave. Like she was saying earlier, don't abandon your pets. They abandoned the dinosaurs.
Dinosaur
Yeah,
on the island. Yes.
yeah. So the interesting thing is that they changed nature.
Yes.
And it turned out that when you change nature, it's not always a good idea.
Yes.
So there's a saying in English, I'll put it in chat. Hold on. Yeah, this is something that we say in English. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yes.
Right?
Understand it.
Yeah.
And do you have ever watched Indiana Jones? The
Oh,
also
many times. Yeah. Yeah.
series from Steven
Yeah.
Spielberg. Yes. I
Yeah.
have watched it recently with my family. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. I guess I've seen it so many times I'm tired of it, and but I do. Yeah, I think you're right. I do watch movies a lot, and I like movies. I like foreign movies so that I can hear the foreign language and read the subtitles. So watching movies is a good way to hear a new language. Okay, you were talking about your nephew, and
Yes.
I think you meant to say
Sorry.
this. He loves to speak
English.
English.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he loves to speak English. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great.
Thank
Maybe,
you.
tell him maybe one day he'll come to the United States.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay, good. Thank you very much for that. Um, Anybody have any thoughts or questions? about that? Okay. Um, if you have any recommendations for me for movies from Vietnam, I wish you would put it in chat. I would love to see a good movie from Vietnam. I don't know of any though. I'm sure that I probably have seen some, but um, anyway, okay. Thank you very much. Who else would like to talk for 3 minutes? Who else would like to talk for 3 minutes? Everyone, if you would please turn your cameras on. And then I need somebody to volunteer to talk.
Hi, Thảo Tiên, are you there? Thảo Tiên? There, you're there, Thảo Tiên. Please turn on your camera. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Jack.
Okay.
I'm Thảo Tiên. Let me to introduce my important thing. I'm interested in how to improve myself, be more open-minded, and make friends with everyone. That's important because you need to make more friends in your life to be able to fit in and be happier. And you can learn good things that you didn't know about. And you may have a better experience in the future. I have a side personality and are often said to be unfriendly by people, but actually uh, shy away from communicating with friends and with people. Then I try to chat with everyone about something we both like. The conversation goes pretty well and I feel better. Uh, I have a great time with people around, like we go on picnic, drawing club, and I try to have people get along with me the way I used to, and sing being along. I've been able to happier, talk more, and have a great things. of everyone to more confident and open to be happier uh, and open to be able to see the good thing coming to you. It can be difficult at first, but then you will have a great things. Improve yourself every day for better. Being confident in yourself. That's my presentation.
Are you finished?
I think I'm finished.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, you had about 30 or 40 seconds left, but that's okay. All right. Okay.
I'm
So
sorry.
you talked about making friends with everyone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and you used the word personality, is that right? Personality? Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yes.
let's, does everybody understand that word? Personality? Okay. How do you explain what is personality? What what is personality? How would you explain what that word means?
Is it has the same meaning with character?
Character? It can. Yes, it can. Uh-huh. Okay. Is there only one kind of personality? No, there's not just one kind of personality, just like there's not one kind of character. Yeah, those words have a little bit difference in meaning, but usually when people talk about personality, it's the way that you act and the way that you speak. Um, so people have different types of personality. Um, okay, there are these types of personality. There's somebody who is outgoing and extroverted. Can somebody tell me what the opposite of outgoing and extroverted is? What is the opposite of those? Anybody? What is the opposite of outgoing and extroverted? Well, the opposite of extrovert is introvert. Okay. And um, introverted and shy are two different things. Okay. Some people can be introverted, but they're not shy. Okay. But an introverted person, um, an extroverted person talks a lot. They do a lot of talking. An introvert, they talk a little. Okay. But they want what they say to be meaningful. Okay. All right. So, how do you make friends? What are some ways to make friends? I know it's not as easy during the pandemic. Do you make friends at school? Do you study together sometimes? Can anybody tell me about good ways to make friends?
Just say hi and ask their name, where they come from.
Mm-hmm. I can't see you. If you could turn on your camera, it would be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can say hi or hello to people, and you can offer to help people. Um, you can do volunteer work, okay? And like the student who was talking about animal cruelty, sometimes what you can do is you can, does everybody understand the word volunteer?
I
Vol
think they do.
mm-hmm. Yeah, what were you saying?
No. Just come on.
Okay, well, to volunteer means you work, but you don't get money when you work. But you can meet people and do good things.
Right?
And yeah, um, sometimes I volunteer and I teach English in the library in my community. And people come from all over the world to learn English. And I teach, but I don't get any money for it. That's a volunteer job. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Would anybody else like to talk for 3 minutes?
Oh, excuse me. Do
Mm-hmm.
you think if I want to talk with a foreigner and make friend with him or her,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do?
Um, well, if it's another young person in English, you can just say, um, I'll put it in chat. Um, you could say something like this. Hey, what's up? How are you? And then you can introduce yourself, say, my name is, what's your name? And yeah. So if you introduce yourself first, then that's the other person, if they want to, they will introduce themselves and they'll tell you their name. Um, or, you could just walk up to them and say, hey, my name is, um, what are you doing? Um, or, you could, I don't know. It depends on the situation. Um, you know, um, you can shake hands. In the United States, we offer to shake hands. Um, there are lots of gestures. To say hello, you can just wave. Hi, how are you? Okay. um, they're
Thanks,
so, yeah.
thanks for your advice.
Oh, okay. I think you could probably give me advice too about how to meet people. Um, I've been a teacher all my life, so I've had to meet a lot of people, students and fellow teachers. And I worked as an instructional designer in major American corporations. And my job was to go into a company like IBM or Coca-Cola or some big company, and I would have to learn a new technology, and then I would have to teach that technology to other people in the company. So I had to do a lot of talking and meeting people, and I had lots of business meetings. And so I would, invite people to, sit down with me and talk with me. So I would contact them by email first, which is traditional in a company in the United States. Or, if you are going for coffee and you see somebody at the coffee machine, you can say, "Hey, my name is Jack. I'm here to do a job," and then talk about the job. And just say, what do you do here? What do you do? Just meaning, what is your job? Um, and so, in the business world, uh, uh, it's pretty informal in the business world these days in the United States. In the business world, we used to wear a tie. Men wore a tie, but now people don't wear ties anymore. Okay, it's casual, and there's the way we dress in a company. I'll put it in chat. It's called business casual. So for women, that could be a skirt and a blouse. It could be a pantsuit. It could be, pants and a shirt. Uh, Most people are pretty business casual in the United States today. Um, Not so formal, unless you work in a bank or if you're a lawyer, then people tend to dress more formally. But it's pretty informal here. During the pandemic, people are scared to meet each other. Everybody's wearing a mask, and we don't shake hands. To say hello, we go like this. You know, okay. We used to do a fist bump. We don't do that anymore. We used to do an elbow. We don't do that anymore. It's just hello. you know.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people have a lot of different ideas in the United States. Like some people refuse to wear a mask. They'll say, "Oh, I don't need to wear a mask." And then some people are paranoid. Do you know that word? Paranoid means you're very scared. you know, um, so yeah. So there are a lot of different attitudes. Excuse me. Yeah. So there are like 350 million people in the United States, and there's some crazy people here, uh, and they have some
That's
crazy
so
attitudes. um, but you know, uh, we try to get along. In my neighborhood where I live, I know my neighbors. My neighbors know me, and we say hello. And I come from the South, and in the South, we almost always, if we see a stranger on the street, we'll say hi. You know, but people from the North, from New York or New Jersey, they don't do that so much. They don't even look at you. They'll just, kind of. But in the South, we're more informal, and we tend to say hello.
Sounds
And
great.
yeah, sometimes like um, in my community where I live, it's very international. There are many people from Vietnam, Korea, Japan, Middle East, um, South America, Europe. Um, so it's a very interesting environment, and there are many different types of restaurants near me, and there are at least 3 Vietnamese restaurants very near me, and
fun.
yeah, I can go have some pho.
Yeah, do you like? It's a
Yeah,
traditional food in Vietnam. Yeah.
my
I
favorite is pho ga.
phở gà. Yeah, phở
Mhm.
gà.
That's my favorite. Yeah, yeah, it's very popular here
Yeah.
with
I
everybody.
usually, yeah, I usually eat phở gà for breakfast. Yeah.
Oh, for breakfast. Okay. We don't usually eat that for breakfast. That's more lunch or dinner for us.
Oh,
Yeah. But if
do
somebody
you
gave
like?
me some, I would eat it. Do I like what?
Do you like traditional coffee of Vietnam?
Coffee from Vietnam?
Yeah,
I've never had coffee from Vietnam. I'd love to try it.
yeah, it's so delicious, and so I think it's a famous for like Asia people,
Hmm.
and like yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I've never had it. I'd love to try it.
Actually, you sh you should try coconut coffee.
Coconut
It's
coffee.
extremely
Okay.
good.
Okay. I like coconut and I like coffee, so that sounds good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. I like to cook. I like to make foods from all over the world. I'm very international when I cook. Um, I tried to make pho ga one time and I failed. It didn't work. I couldn't make it.
Yeah, yeah. I I I never do it because cooking with me is not it's like terror as cooking, and it's like awful when I come in the kitchen.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I make mistakes.
Um,
I read the recipe for making pho ga, and it said, boil the chicken for an hour. And
yeah.
I thought, okay, oh, if I boil it for an hour, that's good, but I'll boil it for 3 hours and it'll be even better. No, I made a big mistake. So I decided I would get my pho at the restaurant. Excuse me. All of the flowers are blooming here, and there's a lot of pollen in the air. I'll put it in chat. Do you have a lot of pollen in the air? There's so much pollen in Atlanta that it makes everything yellow.
Yeah.
And it makes me cough. Okay, does anybody want to talk some more? We have time. Anybody want to talk for anything you want to talk about?
Nó đấy tương tác mình thấy đấy kiểu mình hỏi thầy về mấy cái bình thường kiểu hội viên bình thường nữa.
I think we still have another student for 3 minutes presentation. That is
Okay.
me, right? Can you start now?
Yeah, who wants to talk? Does anybody want to talk?
Mỹ ơi. Mỹ em ơi. Đến lượt Mỹ.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
But take your hands off of your microphone though.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
Now I will talk about internet. Yeah. Nowadays we live in a developed technology, whereas internet has been expanded everywhere in the world. Although internet has transformed the way information is shared and consumed, but it has also created problems that did not exist before. One of the first problem of the internet is children can easily access to dangerous websites. For example, they can easily access to pornography sites because they can register and claim to be an adult. They affect their thought and development, which is a negative impact for the children and for society. I think it's important to solve this problem. Government should ensure and prevent young people from dangerous sites, such as requiring more than simply confirming that you are an adult to view a site. And parents also need to closely monitor the activity of their children and restrict their access to certain sites. The second problem is increasing case of spreading fake news through different internet medium because it could threaten world peace. In other words, internet has made it much easier to spread information. For example, we can make many fake news were shared in the Facebook this recently, or many fake links were created to trace us out of our Facebook. In my opinion, we should then blindly following such false news. We need to be careful before on news and take time to research the source of the news before coming to wrong conclusion. In conclusion, internet is useful, but it's harmful as well. I think with the right action by individuals, it can be made a safer place for everyone. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much. There's your 3 minutes. Very good. Very good. Okay. The first thing I want to say is that in English, we always say the internet, not just internet by itself. Always say the internet.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That was very good. That was very good. I I thought it was interesting that you used this phrase. I'll put it in chat. Claim to be. Does everybody understand that? That's good English. It means somebody says, for example, I'm an adult. Okay. And they say it on the internet, they say, I'm an adult. But it turns out it's a child. Okay. When you say this person claims to be an adult, then that means you think maybe they are not. Okay. So when you say, for example, he claims to be an expert with computers, that means maybe you think he might not be an expert with computers. Okay. But that's an interesting phrase, claim to be. Okay. Um, let's talk about the pronunciation of this word, because it seems to be difficult for a lot of English learners. This word, it's in chat, children. There's only 2 syllables there, and the accent is on the first syllable, children. The problem is that a lot of people don't say the L. Okay, so we talked a lot today about the L in the middle of a word, and the tip of your tongue is up here. Okay, so a lot of people just kind of skip over and they don't say the L, but I can definitely hear it. So always say that L, children, children. Okay. So practice that word children, and you can exaggerate children. Okay. Children. All right. And then there's this word. Okay. Individual. How many syllables in individual? Individual. How many syllables? Individual. Individual. How many syllables? Individual. How many? Individual. If you want, when you say it, you can go individual. Okay, that's a good way to count. So there are 5 syllables in the word individual. Where is the emphasis? Where's the emphasis? Which syllable gets the emphasis? Individual. Where does it get the emphasis? Individual. Where's the emphasis? You said the third? Yeah. Individual. Okay, so the third syllable gets the emphasis. Individual. Okay, and then there you have the ol sound at the end of the word. Okay, everybody try it. Individual. All right. Well, that was very good. That was very good. I definitely enjoy hearing you speak, and your English is very good.
Thank you.
So congratulations to you and to your teachers for doing a good job.
Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Anything you want to say? Okay. Well, I hope you have a nice Friday night. Get some rest, eat some food, and
And learn so many things and so many new words. And I learned from you so much. Thank you for your ear here and teach us some things tonight.
well,
Maybe in American.
well, I'm very grateful to you all. I want to tell you it is a great honor and a pleasure to work with you. And, you know, learning English is hard. English is hard, but it is powerful. So it can help you be a flight attendant. It can help you be a translator. It can help you be an animal rights activist. So good luck with your English, and I will see you again soon.
And thank you very much for all the feedback.
Thank you.
Does everybody know this? See you later. I'll put it in chat. I'm kind of fat fingering it, but you can say, see you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Okay. See you later, alligator.
Yeah,
See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Okay. There's some.
Enjoy the weekend, Jack. Thank you very much.
A lot of young people in the United States say peace, peace, or peace out. Yeah. Okay. So everybody, peace.
Peace.
See ya.
See you, Dalo.
Peace out. Yeah. Peace out. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you.
All right. Hope to see you soon.
Teacher. Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Oh my